So, what should your LinkedIn strategy be in 2025? Now, this is a question that gets asked to me all the time. And what I can say is that there are a lot of different strategies that can be deployed. And I do feel that there does need to, every person, regardless of your industry, regardless of your profession, regardless of your desired business outcome, it is a necessity for you to want to have a very clear and specific strategy in how you're going to be using LinkedIn. Now, there are three things that I feel every single person who has a LinkedIn account should focus on in 2025. I have three. But before we dive into that, as I have mentioned in previous episodes and previous trainings, starting on January 27th through January 31st from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Nancy and I are hosting our first free LinkedIn workshop of the year. It's called the LinkedIn Client Journey Workshop, where we're teaching people how to create that client journey of people that you're connected to on LinkedIn and how to get them onto your email listserv, how to book more sales calls, how to grow your network more specifically. It's completely free. And if you're watching on social, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all you have to do is comment the word free, F-R-E-E, in the comments, and I will send you the link to get yourself signed up. If you're listening on the podcast, it's really easy. Just head to the description of the episode and you can grab the link there and get yourself registered. Private access to a private Facebook group. It's all done on private Zoom. Everything is recorded if you can't attend live. Everybody gets a workbook. There's prizes and giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're interested in learning our LinkedIn client journey that we use for ourselves and we teach our clients, and you want to learn yourself, again, just type the word free if you're watching on social, or head to the description to grab the link to get yourself registered from there, January 27th to January 31st. So what should your LinkedIn strategy be in 2025? Three specific things. Number one of the strategies that you should have is building a clear and specific network of connections. Now, this is not just building as many connections as possible, just to have as many followers as possible. I've talked about this before. There's two types of connections that you want to have on LinkedIn. Ideal client connections from either a profession or industry standpoint, or power partners or business allies, people that you can network with, you can collaborate with, you can do joint ventures with. Gone are the days of just clicking connect. But here now are the days of being very specific. And if you can't tell, LinkedIn wants you to do it that way. That's why they've limited the amount of connections that we can send to only 100 a week. Because they want people to take this seriously. They want people to only connect with people that they truly resonate with. So if you really do your due diligence, and this is something that we're going to help people through in our workshop, if you can really hone in and focus on those industries or those professions that you truly do serve, or those connections where introductions and referral partnerships can be built, right? Intros, all those things. When you can build that viable network, I cannot express to you how impactful that can be on your business. So when you're on LinkedIn, don't just connect with anyone and everyone. Connect with people that you feel you can serve with your product, your service, your offering, right? From a professional or industry standpoint. But also, don't forget, connect with those power partners, those business allies, those collaborators, right? Where you can get on their podcast, you can collaborate, maybe do a LinkedIn Live together, right? Maybe you can refer clients back and forth and start a referral partnership. Make sure that you build a clear and specific network of connections. That should be focus number one. Focus number 2 is booking collaboration calls, not just sales calls. Again, gone are the days of just leveraging LinkedIn from sales calls. I don't care who says it, what strategy or methodology they have. No one is booking tons and tons of sales calls a week on LinkedIn. For myself, I strive to book 3 to 5 calls a week. And that's what I teach my clients. And they are very happy with that because they're very, very high qualified calls. But also people are not responding to a lot of those drunkalog messages anymore. They're just not. People are hesitant about getting on sales calls because not only are people messaging people, not just in the regular messaging, but they're attaching these notes to the connection requests. So people are getting on less sales calls across the board on LinkedIn. So if you're hearing otherwise, they're just lying. They're trying to sell you something because it's not true. You can talk to industry experts, and if they truly are an expert, they will ride right alongside of me and say, yeah, you know what? There's people that are responding to less messages. There's people that are getting on less sales calls. It's the law of attrition. So instead of just focusing on booking sales calls, book collaboration calls. This is where all the magic happens. This goes back to strategy number 1. Building a network of connections where you can collaborate. It's such a powerful thing knowing that you're talking to another collaborator, talking to someone else that sees the value in referring business back and forth. And you can book as many of those as you want. Some of the greatest collaborations I've had on LinkedIn that have turned into clients have are because of collaborations I did, whether it's a podcast interview or a LinkedIn Live dual episode that I did with someone. When you can focus, and this goes back to the teachings of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. He said, instead of living in a world of competition and comparison, focus on living in a world of collaboration and connection. Form connections. Form collaborations. You'll get business for life. That's what it's all about. So make sure that you're reaching out to those people to collaborate with. If you want to get on some podcasts, search for podcasters that are in your genre. I helped a client with this the other day. He has a manufacturing podcast. I said, go search for podcast host, common manufacturing. And we found hundreds of people on LinkedIn that have a manufacturing background and also have a podcast. Now, you don't have to have a podcast in order to reciprocate to that person. You don't. You could simply say, what can I do to support you if you do have me on your podcast? They may say, why don't we do a LinkedIn Live interview? You can interview me, or you can maybe do an interview and you can drop some snippets of that interview on social media and tag me. There are multiple ways to form collaborations. So again, booking collaboration calls, not just sales calls, should absolutely be one of your strategies in 2025. And finally, building your credibility as a subject matter expert through your content. I've talked about this up, down, left, and right. What really makes one person stand out in the crowd from everyone else is not how fancy of a LinkedIn profile they have or the amount of comments and views and likes and all that stuff. It's the quality of the content that they post. You need to build your brick house of credibility as that subject matter expert through your content. Whatever genre or industry or specificity that you teach is. Maybe you teach people how to grow and scale an accounting firm. All your content should be built around teaching other accountants how to do that. You need to give in order to get. You have to give people some of the keys to the castle. Why do you think I double, triple, quadruple down on my content, really helping people grasp that, yes, I am a subject matter expert in helping coaches, consultants, and service professionals leverage LinkedIn, is because I want to do that through my content. That's why I do 2 trainings a week. It's why I have my LinkedIn newsletter every single week. It's why I post. It's why I do all the things that I do. Because whether people end up working with me or not, it doesn't matter. If I've made a difference in someone's life and their business by the content that I'm providing on this platform, my job is done. That's what it's all about. I want as much information out there as possible. I want people thinking, oh, who's the go-to person for LinkedIn? Oh, that's Scott Aaron. I want to be seen not only as that subject matter expert, but that person of value, people that want to be connected to me, people that want to follow my account because they know when they do, they're going to get value delivered to them every single week on this platform. And you should want to do the same. You need to build your credibility this year as that subject matter expert, whatever that subject is, through your content, whether it's written content, visual content, whether it's video content, whether it's long form content. Pick one and just start posting. Give value, give tangible takeaways, actionable things that people can do after reading or watching or listening to that post. It's going to move the needle of their business forward. Now, one last reminder, again, if you would like to attend our free LinkedIn Client Journey Workshop, it's a 5-day workshop from January 27th to the 31st from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's completely free. If you're watching on social, just type the word free in the comments and I'll send you the link. If you're listening on the podcast, whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcast, just go to the description and you can download the registration link from clicking on the link right there. And I'd love to see you there. So again, build that clear and specific network of connections, book collaboration calls, not just sales calls, and build your credibility as a subject matter expert through your content. So I hope you found today's episode and today's training helpful. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next time.